I was having the funniest conversation the other day with a bunch of Europeans. We were talking about politics. Mostly, I was talking about American politics and international politics. And after a while, one of the guys said to me, "Wow, I wish all Americans were politically educated like you." And I just sort of laughed and I said, "Well, you know, do you think you're politically educated?" He said, "Yeah." And I said, "Why do you think that?" He said, "Well, because I'm aware of what's going on." And I said, "Well, what do you mean? You listen to the radio news program every morning before you go to work, and then when you get home, you read the same newspaper, probably watch the same television news. So what you're telling me is that you're politically educated because you watch mainstream corporate media, which is bad in every country. Doesn't matter where you are." And he thought, "Well, wait a minute, what do you mean?" And I said, "Well, you know, the equivalent to you is any person who's listening to Fox News every day, or listening to NPR every day, or listening to Rush Limbaugh every day, or whatever three mainstream forms of news media they're going to pay attention to: print, radio, and television. So they would also be politically educated, wouldn't they? Since you consider yourself to be politically educated, then all the others must be too. What I consider to be politically educated is not someone who's reading the newspaper every day, not someone who's listening to NPR every day, and not someone who's watching Fox News every day. There's a little bit more to being politically educated than that. And that's all my point was. I don't think that any Americans wouldn't speak the way I was speaking. He just happened to agree with what I was talking about to a certain extent until I started talking about European politics. Because, of course, I live in Europe, and he didn't know that, and I spoke his language, and he also didn't know that. So, there you go. Politically educated Europeans are just news consumer sheep like the rest of us are. Peace out.